Alright, y'all. Life goes on. My sick ass is at the table yet again. Because life goes on. Life goes on. And the show must continue. Alright. Welcome to Energy, where we integrate our inner beings for education, entertainment, and most of all, wholeness. If you find that you like what I do, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification before you exit my life. All praise to the Most High. Trust your intuition over mine. All right. General, general, general. I'm just going to play around in these cards. Let's start off here. Gang, gang. What's going on, Spirit? What's in the energy? What have I missed? That's the question. What have I missed? Or where are things at currently to let me know that I missed what I was supposed to miss? Because it wasn't nothing but some toxic bullshit. I like when I miss out on those readings. Alright, Spirit, I'm now open. Whatever it is that is of our highest good. 10 of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay. And the Death card. The Hanged One. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse. Alright, someone is, man, you're sexy when you're mad. Or you're sexy when you're angry. You give off a lot of sexual energy when you're angry. Maybe it's because of your strong emotional desire to have what it is that you want, or it could be your righteous indignation. I'm going to say that your sacral chakra could be very clear. It's because there is no time that you do not know exactly what you want and what you deserve than when you are angry, and angry for good reason. Okay. So I feel like something was burdening you, or something was making you tired. Something felt as if it was trying to drain your energy, suppress your light, keep you from being who you really are, from feeling how you really feel. It could have felt like there was some kind of attack on your attraction. We hear a lot about like pretty privilege and handsome privilege. But sometimes it's the opposite, where instead of the privilege of your good looks, you actually become the target of threats or attacks, or bullying, or like people being overly obsessed with you, critiquing you. It's just like a lot of attention, too much attention, too much invasive attention. Okay, someone could have monitoring spirits or something like that. So anyway, it feels like you felt as if you were under attack, and something was trying to suppress your light or keep you from shining as brightly as you typically do, from being seen. Now, if you're a fire sign, that's your natural, like that's really what you're used to. So when you're used to a lot of attention, that doesn't really burden you. But because the Queen of Wands is in the upright, it's not in the reverse. So I'm getting whoever you are as a fire sign, you are typically used to a lot of attention, but something about this attention felt like a burden. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel uplifting. It felt as if it was trying to turn things in the wrong direction, as if the attention wasn't on your positive qualities. The attention, it wasn't positive. It felt like it was negative. Okay, so you just was like, well, I can't move forward in this. There's nothing I can do with this. You became stagnant. Actually, this stagnancy was good for you. It's like, be still. You don't have to go back. You don't have to hide. And you don't have to push forward and fight. So something was trying to put you in like flight or fight mode. Um, it wanted you to retreat, fight, feel the need to defeat this, or compete. Okay, like as if something wanted you to compete, defeat the enemy, fight the enemy, warfare. It's the Queen of Wands. Yeah, so something wanted you to get into a warfare energy, go back to where you came from energy, or push forward and drain yourself completely type of energy. But I feel like you just chose to sit still because you're actually who you're supposed to be. And the aggression likely is coming from people who are actually attracted to you. So it could be people who actually like you, but they're trying to tear you down because they're burdened by how much they like you. They're burdened by how much they see you. They're burdened by how much they crave you. They're burdened by how much they think about you, how much you stay on their mind, how much you are in their emotions, how much they are consistently faced with your light. So they wanted to turn your lights off because your light was too bright. It doesn't mean that anything was wrong. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. You were hated because, okay, like Jesus. It's Jesus. It's the Jesus. That's what I'm getting. Your technicolored dream coat. You're like a walking dream. And you may be dealing with people who are struggling or people who are pessimistic or in a bad space. And if this is something that they want, if you're somebody that they want or someone that they crave, either they know they can't, so that's why it's a burden to them and they wanted to shift that burden to you. Or they're just in resistance to you. So they're pushing against why you should be seen like this, why you should be seen in that light, why you should be so confident. Queen of Wands and the King of Wands get a whole lot. They get a lot of aggression. As much as they get attention, they get criticism too. You don't have to be famous, but the people who know you, that's how they treat you. The same way that the majority of the world treats Hollywood. We're always looking for how to bring them down to a human level. Everybody wants to know what's going on in their personal lives. They want to know their drama. They want to know their insecurities. They want to strip them of their shiny things and their makeup to see how they may measure up to them. They want to compete with them or compare. They want to feel as if they're not better than them. That's where a lot of the paparazzi and all of that that's how they get paid. Because there are a lot of people that need for the people in Hollywood not to be as great as Hollywood makes them look or seem. So they get just as much love and admiration, respect and dedication, dedicated fans, as they do people who literally just spend their lives and their time, who get paid, who make a life off of trying to bring them down and sacrifice them pretty much for the sake of their own egos. Okay. So that was happening to you on whatever level it is that you're on and whatever you got going on in your life. I feel like that's what was happening to you. It does feel as if this is like you experiencing an ego death. And I think with the Three of Wands in reverse, it's because you weren't really looking for anything from these people. So these people are trying to burden you down and cast judgment on you and put burdens on your shoulders. You weren't asking for anything from them. You were just being yourself. You're just being you. You weren't asking for anything. You weren't trying to tear them down. You weren't pushing against. You weren't doing anything. Okay, so it's killing a version of you that I think cared. That's why. You were burdened because you actually cared. At some point in time, maybe this is what you've already gotten over, but you started to care about their criticism. You started to care about the way that they were treating you. You started to care about what aggression. I mean, or people trying to burden you or bring your light down, it's because it is an injustice. It probably was easy for you to see what they were hoping for or what they would have liked you to buy into. You could see the darkness, and you could see the darkness they were trying to put on you. Okay, shade. The shade. You could feel the shade. You could sense the shade. This is the end of the version of you that gives a fuck. Because that's the truth. If you got fans, you're doing something right. If you have critics and haters, you're really doing something right. You're really doing something right, because people are willing to keep themselves in a low vibrational energy just to attack you, because you have to get happy to be happy for other people. So they're making a sacrifice of their own goodness, their own happiness, just to fight yours, to fight your goodness, to fight your happiness, to fight your worthiness. They took that off the table for themselves when they tried to attack yours. So you being still was I mean, you're killing their egos because you don't give a fuck. We have death. You're killing their egos because you do not give a fuck. All right. What else is going on here? Scorpio, Leo, Taurus. Ooh. Okay, because we already have the Wheel of Fortune. So that's Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius. Scorpio, heavy, death. Taurus, heavy, the Hangman. Leo, heavy, the Queen of Wands. Alright, well, they tried it. But you no longer give a fuck. Let them think whatever they want to think. Let them feel however they want to feel. And I feel like it's because you sat still with who you really are, and it's so real to you that they can't change that. You already know they can't change your Wheel of Fortune. They can only change it for themselves. The only way it would change it for you is if you would have moved or operated from the energy that they were sending you. If you would have stayed with their point of view versus your point of view. This is successful. This is successful. You just turned a blind eye. You turned the other cheek, and not in a way where I'm saying you were meek, although you could have been. But this is turning the other cheek like, oh, okay, that's not what I want to see. Okay, well, fuck you. I'll look elsewhere. I'll look in another direction. I'm not going to stare at you and give my attention to you when you're not doing or being or treating me any kind of way that I want you to. Fuck you. How about that? So good for you. All right, good for you. All right, let's see. What's going on? You have to excuse the coughing and stuff. I told you. I'm sicky. I had resistance built up to what life was trying to sell me. So hopefully we got better and bigger things coming in. I feel like we do. And my collective for sure. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you have already received it. Nice. This is a gift. It could be money, or it's something that's just as valuable as cash money. A divine wish being granted. Someone's manifesting, or someone manifested something. What's the Ace of Pentacles? Six of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, that's a gift. That's a free gift. It comes with no strings. You don't have to do anything extra to get it. It's already yours. Give me more. Oh yeah, this is good. Five of Wands is so good that, again, if you're not doing something, if you don't have any haters, if you don't have any people that want to push against what life is giving you, if you don't have anyone trying to tell you that what you're doing and what you're having isn't right, it's because it doesn't matter enough. It's not big enough to be in the lights. So something you're doing is big enough to have the attention of people who literally will waste their time and energy trying to change it for you. 5 of Wands. They care. You got people that care about you, so much so that they're willing to go to war. And I feel like it was happening around you. These people aren't going to war with you. They can't. They can't, because you stayed in your truth. So they can't go to war with you. If they go to war with you, then they're going to fall into the trap that they were trying to build for you. They're going to fall into the grave that they tried to create for you. They're going to end up doing whatever the fuck you say. They're going to be on your wavelength. And it looks like you were going through an ego death anyway, but the ego that they were on could have been good for them. But they're going to lose it because they were trying to attack the ego that was good for you. And yours comes back. The death energy is evidence of that. Okay. All right, 5 of Wands. Arguments, battles, conflict, because you're manifesting something or something is happening that is good for you. There's another person here. I was reading this and I didn't know it was going to have anything to do with the last reading, but I think there's 2 of you. So this could be a feminine energy here with the Queen of Wands, and this is a King of Wands that's going through the same thing as you. So both of you could be on the up and up. Life is really going well. Life is going well, and you know that. So they wanted you to be quiet. They wanted you to hold back. They wanted you to not see yourself. They wanted to diminish your confidence. And I feel like instead what they got is both of you. Stick on my lap, look like a dick. Oh shit, let's go. Both of you are in control. You're in control of yourselves. You're in control of your light. You're in control of your shadows. So those who are fighting against you, they're no match for you. Either of you. Either of you. I don't know if this is a couple that's coming together, but we'll see. If so, it looks like you guys are the perfect match, and it doesn't even look like you guys like had an intentional hand in that. But you will be attracted to one another if this is somebody that you know already or that you're going to run into. The attraction factor between the 2 of you is going to be difficult to ignore. The tension, the passion, because you guys are seeing each other at a time period where it feels like the rest of the world is at war with you and who you are, okay? What you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. So they'll feel like, wow, you know, I've searched a long time for somebody like you. That's what it'll feel like. Ace of Pentacles. What you're manifesting, though, physically or financially in your life, it may have nothing directly to do with this connection here. But for some of you, that's what you were trying to manifest. You weren't willing to tear down your confidence because you're going to need that. Especially if you want to attract your match. If you're single and you're looking for someone new, you're definitely going to need your confidence. Okay, insecurity is not good for you, and it's not good for anybody else that you're connected to. So, Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, that's one thing you don't have to worry about. It's easier to believe in other people's goodness when you already believe and stand on your own. So you won't have this issue here. This could be an Aries, I'm getting. Or a Leo with the 5 of Wands and the King of Wands. We also have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo with the 6 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. All right. What else? Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, someone is aware of the conflict around what they're trying to manifest or bring into reality physically. So someone's being silent about it, or they're not talking about it. Ace of Swords in reverse. 3 of Pentacles. There's an illusion surrounding your next move or next action. Nobody knows what you're going to do. What they are seeing, though, is that there's some kind of cooperative energy with the 3 of Pentacles, and things are improving. Things are getting better for you, but they don't know how. There's delays, or they've been able to create delays. Someone was able to delay something because of the arguments and the battle. Excuse me. The conflict toward what it is that you want, or that you're trying to manifest, whatever this was. So for some of you, you're not able to see this, or you're not talking about this. Maybe you see it, but you're not talking about it. So you're not feeding it. You're not feeding the fear. You're not feeding this pessimistic energy. You're not feeding the negativity. Negativity feeds itself. So you're cooperating with letting go. I feel like both of you are. So this masculine energy is moving into the energy of unbothered awareness as well. And they could be cooperating with you because, or this is why they're going to feel drawn to you, or they're going to want to work with you, because who else is doing this? The majority of the people around you are moving in the opposite direction. Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Five of Wands. That means going back to toxic ways of healing and dealing with things in life. Not making the right sacrifices. Sacrificing the things that really count for things that are superficial or frivolous. Not making wise decisions. Not gaining new perspective. And therefore not having clarity, vision, or enough positivity to push forward. So you may be surrounded by a lot of people who are just doing what they've always done because they can't see another way, and they're afraid of the ego death that you're not afraid of. This person's going to stick out like a sore thumb. You won't be able to ignore them. Now, there are a lot of people who are upset that they can't ignore them, that they can't unsee them. And the person for you is going to be the one that celebrates the fact that they cannot not see you. All right, what else? And that's whatever level that you're doing it on. For some of you, this masculine, when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, they got this. Stability, they got this. Maybe they're doing better than you. You're going to applaud that. The people around them are not applauding that. They're jealous, they're envious, they're, like I said, sacrificing the wrong things to compete. For this feminine energy, it could be your confidence. It could be your attraction factor. When I say that, I mean like your charm, your empress energy. It could be your empathy, your heart. That's at an all-time high. Ain't no other bitches up here, nigga. Let's go. That's what I'm saying. Like this masculine, maybe they're not, their heart could not be quite so empathetic. They could not be feeling super lovey-dovey. They may not be in the energy of feeling themselves fully because they got their head to the ground. They're grinding. They're, working it out, hustling. It does feel like manifesting financial stability, things like that. It also seems like they may have a lot of people that they work with, or maybe they have family members, things like that. Three of Pentacles, children. They've got responsibilities physically that they could be focused on. So that's like 3D energy. They're facing life right now. You could be in the energy where I said you were, be still. Peace, be still. You are the peace. So they may not have peace right now. They're trying to get there, but they're not trying to tear yours down or burden you or overwhelm you. Instead, they are attracted to your peace. They are attracted to your light, like a moth to a flame. Moths don't want to harm you. They just want to get close and get warm. Okay, that's a lot different than the people who are wanting to turn the lights out. Because if they turn your lights out and you literally are the light in their life, then guess what? It's dark for everybody. Now it's dark for them too. And if they were able to do that, I feel like this masculine is really going to light up for you. Maybe that's why you're sitting still, so you can see the person that's not trying to kill your light. The person that's not trying to tear it down. The person that doesn't want you to feel burdened or overwhelmed or to do more than you really need to. It could be a person who is seeing you in your imperfection as a type of perfection. Okay, so someone who actually is building up your confidence or adding value and stability to it. That's a nice connection. All right. All right. Why am I hearing a song? My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. Where the grapes of wrath are stored. Swift sword, his truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Okay. Sneaky link. Something is good. Something that is under wraps, can't be seen. But I feel like it's maybe this is somebody's attraction to someone that they're not talking about. They could even be like super infatuated. You know, it says like a hidden lover. I would say they're in love, but when you're in love, that's fearless energy. If you have to hide it, there's fear surrounding the connection. No matter how much you appreciate or like the person, it's surrounded by fear. If it was true love, it would be fearless. So, you know, there would be no need to hide how you feel. But it doesn't change the fact that it's real. It doesn't change the fact that it may be good for you, that it keeps the lights on. Because I feel like this heavy energy where you're not supposed to be able to see this person. You aren't supposed to be able to see their light. You're supposed to be focused on the negativity. You're supposed to be pessimistic. You're supposed to be stuck in the darkness of it all, not being able to see how something is of an advantage for you, how something is working out for you, or how somebody is good for you. But I feel like somebody's holding on to a connection that they can't talk about. But the connection itself, or maybe they can't talk about it, or they don't want to because there is fear surrounding it. However, the connection to this person brings them joy, brings them light. Okay, it keeps the lights on in their life, and anything, honestly, to keep a positive attitude, sometimes that's what you need. Okay, yeah. Extra. Okay, especially if you have people doing the most, trying too hard to start shit or to get you in the middle of shit that you don't want to be a part of. So there's somebody in your life that's trying to, I feel like they're an aggressor. An aggressor, an opposer, a teaser, a taunter. Devil energy. You have a devil in your life. You have a devil in your life. But there is somebody in your life who shows more qualities of the opposite side of things. Okay, so instead of being devilish, they're more godly. Yeah, spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cats out of the bag, and untrustworthy. So this is shedding a light on the people in your life that are not right for you. The people in your life that are not good for you. And for some of you, you're in a connection. You are already in a partnership. You have already signed your name on the dotted line. Some of you could be married. So, I mean, a lot of times in marriage, you can find out that your person isn't right for you before you walk down the aisle. You may figure out 10 seconds before you say your vows that that person probably is not the right one for you. You start having doubts the first week after you're married, or something goes wrong within the first year and you feel like you should abandon shit. But because you signed your name, because you signed a contract, and because you told yourself that you were going to be devoted and loyal to it, what were your vows? Until death do us part. So even if you have to pull out your heart and be a soulless body, you were going to continue to stay loyal to someone who you don't see as loyal to you, and whatever loyalty means for you. But you honored the connection because you were told to, because that's the way that it goes. So you signed your soul to a contract. That's actually devil energy, although we like to put God in it, so that's interesting. I've been married. I'm still married. I don't want to be, but I'm still married. So, yeah. Wow. I've never looked at it like that, but that's the energy. And as I'm listening to the words coming out of my mouth, it makes a lot of sense. That's devil energy. Just another contract. It's kind of like the same thing as the religious organization that I talk to y'all about all the time, where you sign a vow of poverty. You're going to serve that connection. You're going to serve this relationship, even if it means sacrificing everything that you came here to be and have and do. So even if a connection is draining the literal life out of you, even if it doesn't fulfill you whatsoever, even if your heart is bleeding out constantly, even if you're miserable, bored, unhappy, even if the person is disloyal, not kind, even if they tear you down to the motherfucking ground, you're still supposed to honor those vows. And I come from Jehovah's Witness organization, so they really uphold that. Like, there is a literal punishment if you are to divorce someone. I don't care what they do to you. Now, cheating is the one reason you can get out of it in the Jehovah's Witness organization. If they do that, you can get out of it. But other than that, no. Even if they beat you. Isn't that crazy? And some people will beat you energetically. They just got nasty, pessimistic, dark-ass attitudes and minds. And they'll tear you down. They'll beat you till you're black and blue in their mind. Very domineering, toxic, okay? All of that. But you signed that contract. So, okay. So some of you could be somebody's stuck in a situation like that. And what they found is someone who doesn't make them feel that way. Someone who likely they wish they met that person before they signed their name on that dotted line. And I feel like someone is keeping that light on, even though it feels like it's wrong. The dark, okay, is like, can't talk about this. I don't even want to honor it. But how can you ignore someone's light? How can you ignore something that is right? How can you ignore something that is right for you, especially if it's in your face? So I feel like someone replaced the fear with just owning their truth, even if they never spoke a word of it to you. It could be someone who literally is honoring their marriage vows. They're not going to say it out loud. They're not going to say anything to you. But these feelings in their heart, they're real. They're true. Well, it feels like other people around you are sensing this or knowing this, and they're trying to tease you or taunt you or hold it over your head because they know of your desire or maybe your beliefs to uphold something that you may no longer even believe in. Tell you a little secret. Within the first year, my husband, I caught him in what I would consider to be, now I could not prove everything, but what I considered to be cheating, it was cheating. Emotionally, energetically, sexually. Because I went by the Bible. That's how I was raised. Told you, Jehovah's Witness. If you already felt it in your heart or you already desired it in your loins, it's as good as done. You just didn't take the action physically, but you're still guilty. So I tried to do the same thing later on, years later. Actually, it wasn't the same thing because I told him it was over before I did. But it still was just as bad as if, anyway, if I was to put it on a scale, I would say it'd probably be equal, okay? I tried to cheat. Not cheat, but, because you can't cheat if you tell somebody it's over. But I tried to cheat, y'all. And it didn't work out well for me. I wasn't able to do it. But I should have felt guilty. Like the me that I was when I chose to take my life into my own hands and say, I know that's how I was raised. I know that's what my old beliefs were. But I no longer believe that anymore. And I don't care about a fucking piece of paper. God is saying something different to me. God is telling me how to live, how to move through this thing. And so I felt right. And the person that I was is the person that I am today. And this is a different person than who I was conditioned and raised by that organization from the Kingdom Hall. And I say that to say that if I would have reconformed to that devil energy, that way of seeing things, I would have never forgiven myself. In fact, I never would have forgiven him. I would have never forgiven him. And I would have made him pay. I never would have loved him again. He would be as good as dead to me. And then I would have had to do that to myself. But I didn't do that to him. I forgave him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had my wrath. But I forgave him. And I chose to love wholeheartedly again. It still didn't work. So I let it go. I tried to do my own thing. Didn't work for me in that direction that I went in. But I let myself off of that chain. I unplugged myself from that matrix that I felt was a devil trying to run my life and tell me what was wrong and right when the God within me was telling me something very different. I chose to listen to the God in me and not the God that they painted through their stories and through their translations of the Bible and their perception of God. Other man's perception of who God is. I chose to trust my own revelation of who God was. So I feel as though there is somebody who is in a situation similar, but they have not released this tendency to go back to the devil that pretty much is keeping them suppressed. So they did believe this, and it feels as if this person could be getting, like, I don't know if it's blackmail, extortion, but someone's holding it over their head or using it to beat them down, to make them feel ashamed, to make them feel guilty, and all of that. So they are holding back or they're hiding something, but I feel like it's coming out anyway. In fact, there could be this whole Five of Wands energy, arguments back. It's like somebody not doing something, and it's like, dang, I can't even have my positive thoughts in peace. I can't even just feel good about somebody without doing anything. Like, I feel like somebody's at their wits' end, and maybe they just don't care anymore because they're still getting the smoke. They're still getting the war. It's like someone doing what someone else wants them to do to keep the peace and the harmony, but they were sacrificing their own internal peace and harmony for the sake of people who are not appreciative. I've had this reading on my table before, but I guess it's still going on. Let's see if it ends any differently. We have spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cats out of the bag, and untrustworthy. So maybe this person knows that someone wouldn't trust them anymore, or someone would be upset, or they would feel betrayed, or they would feel some type of way. But this person was tired of feeling some type of way, so they spilled the beans. They said, fuck it. They don't care. How could it get any worse? How could it be any worse than it already is? They already aren't satisfied. They aren't happy. People aren't happy. There's no peace. They're not getting peace. It's still disrupting their equilibrium. So it's like someone sacrificed what was meaningful to them, and yet and still people are not happy. It's still kill. It's still fight. Okay, so I feel like this is somebody like ending that by saying they don't give a fuck. Maybe they let it out. Maybe they finally said what they feel, how they feel. They're getting real with people who are not living in a real reality, because I feel like this person painted a sweet little story. That's devil energy. Again, tickling the ears of other people so that they can feel better, so they can feel good. And if people feel good around you and they feel like you're the reason they feel good, they'll be good to you, or so you think. But I feel like somebody ran up against a situation where it doesn't matter how much they tickle their ears and try to make them feel good, they still comfort them. So someone is giving that up. They don't give a fuck. Okay, it's whatever you think. It's whatever you feel. It's whatever you know. But I let go. I speak my peace. That's what I'm getting here. Somebody's finally speaking their peace with spilling the beans. All right, let's see how this works out. Tiptoeing. Avoiding getting caught, acting shady, and sneaking around. Okay, so it may have made the situation that they were in even more difficult or temperamental, because now it's definitely all eyes on them. People are judging them. As a matter of fact, for some, This could be flipped and reversed. It may not be you that's under scrutiny anymore. You could have been under scrutiny the whole time that you were hiding and not speaking your truth. But now that you are speaking your truth and that you don't feel the need to hide, it's that justification that you have inside that is causing the people around you who were trying to keep you suppressed with devil energy, lies that they've been told that they're also telling you or trying to enforce in your life. They're now on a tightrope. They're now trying to avoid getting caught. You know why? Because they're pissy. Because they're mad. Because they're toxic. You were being toxic by not honoring your truth. They were being toxic by forcing you to not honor your truth. They were benefiting off of the fact that you would not own your truth. They were benefiting off of the fact that you were suppressing the real you. They were benefiting off of the devil energy that they were keeping you stuck in. So now it's all going back, because this is somebody, I said, somebody who's getting out of devil energy, and instead of being more devilish, they're being more godly because they're honoring their truth, that light. So now the lights are turned on these other individuals. I feel like these are the people who ran against you, the people who waged war against you. They're the ones that's tiptoeing now. Because you don't give a fuck. Again, everything ends with the death energy and the Three of Pentacles. You're going to work with anybody that wants to work with you. You're going to be cooperative with anyone that wants to be cooperative with you. You're going to get better with people who get better with you. You're going to treat people better that treat you better. This is reciprocal. This is mutually beneficial. This is cooperative energy. You're open. For people who have let go of that devil ego alone, that control. Okay. So I guess the people who now they've lost control, they're angry, they're mad, and they're trying not to get caught. So they must have had some bad habits or some things that they were hiding too. But as you are revealing your truth, it looks like their truth is coming out too, and they're mad about that. Okay. So you were being attacked. That's what the attack is. It's not just because you look good, because you feel good, because you are good. It's because you own your imperfections too. And if you're someone that's speaking about your imperfections or honoring your imperfections, it's shedding a light on someone else who was trying to get you not to. So now they're scared that they're going to get caught, that they're going to be seen as acting shady. They're like sneaking or being sneaky. All right, what else? Okay, I don't see how it's not working for you. Let me get one more card on this extra person, because there is somebody that kind of, they push this. I feel like this is the person. They were actually like, I don't know if they wanted this to happen here or what, but they're the starter. They're the ones that got this started. The instigator, I would say your antagonist. Ooh. Well, looky here. We got smack, obsession, physical attraction, and sex appeal. This person likes you. So somebody wanted you to express your truth. Somebody wanted you to express your truth. Probably the person that you were attracted to. If this is somebody that maybe they don't know, but you literally, I feel as if you suppressing it helps somebody to see just how badly you like them or want them. Okay, so the person you didn't want to know how you felt about them knows. And I feel like that person became an antagonist to the point that you end up spilling the beans because you just didn't give a shit anymore. It was causing too many issues for you. But I feel like the person you were attracted to kind of was hoping. Maybe they wanted it to be you rather than them. They wanted for something to be exposed. They wanted for them to finally feel free. Okay? So they were thankful for that. But the person who was aggressing you, they don't feel good about that. That's not what they were expecting at all. They expected it to go a different way. They expected for you to maintain control, for you to not let go, for you to not share your perspective, for you to not shift a perspective. They wanted you to stay stagnant, unhealed, and domineering, kind of like holding on to the past or something like that. Okay. You let the past go, and you're embracing who you are now and how things are now. It looks like you don't care about the past, but that is handing somebody's ass to them because they're afraid now. What's tiptoeing? Get one card on tiptoeing. Ooh, legal. Court, paperwork filed. Justice. Oh, this person did some kind of grievance towards you. There's something they're being held accountable for. This is like your foot on their neck. You let go of control and it gave you control of a situation. I don't know how that happens, but that's what I'm seeing. The Hanged One in reverse, the King of Wands, and tiptoeing with legal. This is as good as justice. So it's like somebody's karma. They got slapped in the face. With whatever it is that they tried to do to you, they got slapped in the face with it. Okay, keep going. What else? What's happening here in this situation? Penny pinching, financial struggles, saving up and budgeting. Also, everybody had to sit down. Somebody, I don't know. Someone wanted you to do something because it would be beneficial to them. Someone didn't want you to do something because it would not be beneficial for them. And it's kind of like you did whatever you wanted to do, or you let go of the situation altogether, and you ended up being the person that was given control over it. So now the other people are trying not to get caught because they know they're in a drought or something isn't going right. And they know why. They know why, and it's coming out, and they can't stop it from coming out. Financial struggle, saving up and budgeting. So that's what I'm getting, like you maybe still, I feel like this, I said that. Some people have caused so much grievance towards you that once you finally took control of your energy, these are people playing in your energy. The Five of Wands, they're playing in your energy. They're trying to ruffle feathers. You don't feel other people's opinions and thoughts and all of that shit. You're not bothered by it when they're not in your energy. But you must have had an opening. It could be because you opened up and you revealed something. And it shed a light on the people in your life that you were connected to who were not trustworthy anymore. Okay? So there was a war, but these people were already connected to you. These people were already in your energy with the Five of Wands. But this is you taking control of the situation. You took control over you. They were trying to take control over you. They wanted to control how you move, what you do, what you don't do. They don't have that power anymore. And in fact, the justice or the karma is that you now have more control over them than they do over you. So now they have to kind of move around and hope that you can't see or that you won't judge them harshly. They're having to hide or keep things in so that you can't see. Somebody is going through the exact same thing that they did to you. And I don't even think you know shit about it. But you could be taking a time where you are not moving around doing a lot. And I think it is because of everything that's going on here. But it is delaying you. But it looks like you're saving and budgeting while you're in this time period. So it's actually working for you. But for the people who are caught up in your energy, they can't afford to do this. So something is stagnant or moving slow for them, and it's causing a financial struggle. Whereas for you, it's just giving you peace and the ability to save up a little more or something like that. So I don't know. But it looks like you're getting justice, and it looks like you took your hands off of it. You chose not to take something into your own hands, and actually you're getting justice. Like, this is karma. So it seems as if the karma is coming straight from you, but it's really just the blowback. It's kind of what it looked like. What's the last card? Yeah, they're going through something. They're going through something. know why people be playing around in people's energy. They don't even know what they believe. They don't know their justice system. They don't know their karmic system. You put yourself in someone else's energy, you're at their mercy. Should they wake up? It's their way. It's their world. Okay. Honeymooning in reverse, yeah. So there's a dynamic or something here where you're still working with people who don't want to work with you. You're still being cooperative with people you know who don't want to cooperate with you. It's not all love and light, but it is clarity. It is justice, and there's only one way, or it's good night for them. Like, literally, if they're in your energy, you could just cut them off. You don't have to turn their lights on. You don't have to assist them to see. You can do nothing. And they're going to go where you go. But that's not going to feel good for everybody. So it does look like somebody here feels like they're being trampled on or something like that. But so they may be looking for you to receive some kind of backlash or some kind of karmic justice, but that they're not going to get it because they're in your energy. They're in your way. People trying to cause delays for you. Looks like whatever you're trying to create, you're still creating, but you may be creating it differently. The death energy and the honeymooning in reverse is like taking love off the table, and you're just moving justifiably. Something has become legal. Something has become like a business transaction. It's no longer all love and light. And I think it's because of this fight or this battle or this conflict. And they chose to do it no matter what you did. You turned the cheek. You tried to do it different ways multiple times. And they still crossed the line. So, I don't know. But there's a situation that is inevitable. And it's ending the way that it's supposed to. Not necessarily the way you wanted it to be. But it's kind of like it can't be anything else. So people are saying over their dead bodies, people are saying, oh, but remember this, or, oh, you know, but what about me? Oh, please feel sorry for me. But you don't even have it in you to. So you literally don't give a fuck. That's the death energy. This is your level up. You're going from Jesus experience to Christ consciousness. Where you're, like I said, you don't give a fuck. Why would you give a fuck about what this world or the devil has to offer you or doesn't want to offer you? What the fuck do you care? When God has already told you that everything you want, you can have, and everything you want to be, you can be, and God's going to give you the clarity and the way to do it. So you're not falling for these schemes. You're not falling for these tricks where it makes you feel as if you need to dumb yourself down or become susceptible to some kind of devil energy here. There's nobody that has control over you. It's you and the Most High. And even the Most High, that's a choice. The death energy means you're ending one cycle, but you don't have to go through those pearly gates if you don't want to. This is the choice you're making because that's how life gets better for you. And that's how you get back to manifesting what it is that you want to. And it comes without the pain. So it's a cycle that you're doing all over again. But this is where it's just gain and no pain. That's it. That's all I can see. That's all I see. All right. I'm going to leave it here, you guys. That's my time. In case I didn't see you in this live, this is me and mine's blowing you kisses, waving and saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night.